Hey, awesomes. How's it going? Welcome to week 4. And you guys have finished up project 1. You're also kind of working on project 2. So we're going to, as always, in this video, kind of have an overview, things what you can expect from week 4 for us. Remember that short opening week we called week 1. So this is our Moodle page, all right, as I'm sure you have become hopefully becoming familiar with. And so we're right here on week 4. You guys are, I know, submitting or have submitted, depending on when you watch this, tonight or you submitted it last night, Project 1 correspondence portfolios. I'll be taking a look at those this week, and you'll get feedback from me, as well as I will also grade it. If you are not happy with your grade, then you can address the feedback that I provided for you, and you are welcome to revise and resubmit, and I will regrade it for you. So please keep that in mind. No particular due date on that. Obviously, just remember we've got a shortened semester, so sooner the better. I'll give us a final date because I just have to have enough time to get it regraded before grades are due. And I'll look that up and let you guys know. But here we are on week 4. And so part of our overview for this week is we're really going to take a little bit deeper dive. We spoke a little bit about Project 2 last week. My anticipation, right, my expectation is that everyone has a job ad that you have found to specifically respond to, not just any or all jobs for whatever the one that you're looking for. So if you're looking for accountant, or if you're looking for engineer, or you're looking at nursing, or you're looking at psychology type jobs, let's say maybe an entry level, maybe counselor, right, in psychology, or whatever the case is, right, something very specific, but a very specific job to which you are hoping to apply post-graduation, right, maybe the next year or two, depending on where you are. So we're going to really get into resumes and cover letter samples. So the 3 things that you need for Project 2 that you want to have to be able to submit for this weekend for the peer review draft is you want to have you want to copy and paste in your job ad. Your second page, you want to have your resume, or you can have a cover letter next, it doesn't matter. And then your cover letter and or resume after that. Not necessarily care about the order, except for the fact that the first thing that you copy and paste in is the job ad. Because then as we are looking at those, and as you were looking at those from your fellow classmates this week, one of the things you want to keep in mind is how well is the resume and the cover letter responding specifically to that job ad? Are the same keywords being used? We're talking about keywords. Then when you also look at the resume and the cover letter, looking for those keywords when the cover letter is written, which we'll get into more detail in another video here shortly. Does that cover letter address those specific things listed in the job ad? Particular skills, particular familiarity with programs or platforms, experiences, et cetera, et cetera. We'll look at a few more of those. The biggest thing, obviously, remember our motto about our resumes: you control the document. That's just a fancy way of saying don't use a template. Do not use a template. Start with a blank document and you be in control and be in charge of where you put things. The biggest thing that will help us with that is tables. And we're going to talk about that more. All right. So the first thing I've got here listed for you, the sample resume with table borders. Remember we looked at last week, very briefly, I showed you this one, right? And then I showed you the one with them gone, right? So it's we're just in the design phase. I keep the borders up until I am completely done, right? So I know, okay, I have this box here for my education, where I went, school 1, school 2, what degrees I received, range of dates, right? And I'm keeping them nicely in columns so I can kind of see how everything fits together. And then for my skills, I did the same thing, so I can see the columns and so now I'm in control, right? If I want to change this to 2-column, this 3-column to a 2-column, or if I want to change the 2 columns underneath there and make them 3, so I can move them up, I can see it, right? I'm seeing the page, right? as a grid, right? Remember we talked briefly about that last week when we talked about the specific things we want to tease out from Kramer and Bernhardt. We'll also look at hierarchy. This is one particular font right here. This is Helvetica. And then down here is Times New Roman. So see where I'm looking at this, see where it says the font. I'm sure you guys probably already know this, right? Times New Roman, but this one here is bold italicized. This one here is a sans serif font, Helvetica, also bold, right? So I'm using those to dictate hierarchy. This is a heading, right? Here are the items there. This is an Awesome University, bold, italicized, 12-point font. It's like a second tier, right? Or subheading. And then underneath that, we have an 11-point font, Times New Roman, only italicized, no bold, right? So we're demonstrating what they call hierarchy in font design. We'll also look at this. Wait, let me show you where it is. Okay, so cover letter samples. When you click on that, should take you, I hope, to this Indeed website, cover letter samples. The thing I like about all of these samples is they pretty much encapsulate some of the main things that you do not want to forget that you include when you write a cover letter to that specific job. All right, job ad more specifically, right? When you see a job ad that you want to post to, it's not something as simple as just shooting off a cover letter that is generic. You'll want to take a look at these, right? And you'll see, so if we just click on accountant for an example, each one of these is going to have 4 paragraphs. Not unlike our correspondence, right? You have an introductory paragraph, and then you're going to have 2 middle paragraphs that are going to address something very, very, very specific in response to the cover letter, right? Then you'll have your closing, and of course, a nice, obvious, closing salutation, of course. All right, so we're going to work on getting those done this week. All right, so obviously watching the videos, you're watching this one, right? This is, we have 3 videos this week, this one and 2 more. So you got to work on designing and writing your resume draft as well as composing your cover letter draft. And you're going to put all that stuff together. And don't forget the detailed memo that you can ask, tell, request your potential reviewer what it is, something maybe specific that you'd like them to specifically take a look at. Please don't forget that, because that is really, really important. You don't want someone just looking at it without some guidance from you as to what you need. All right, overview video.